We will treat them in the language they understand. We will treat them in the language they understand. We say we will talk to them in the language they understand. We will organize the police and the military to pursue them. That's what we can do. And we will do.
But I want to stress once more that any individual or group that thinks it can take it upon itself to cause disunity, disharmony, and to render this country, push the country to the brink, should have a rethink. Any individual who thinks he has any support and who thinks he can undermine this government, anybody, any human being, as long as he's a citizen of this country, any one person who thinks he's the cat's whiskers or he can be Rocky on the perch and lead us into a situation of unhappiness will have himself to blame at the end of the day. Already the president has given directives to the military and the intelligence organizations to trail and flush out all the people that have been on our watch list.
Baba, we are going.
I said go away.
Baba, we will go now. Nobody happy say nobody happy now. We will go. If they pay, if private matter, as he pay, now they pay us. Because this one, a woman be like us now. How is this speaking? A woman be like us, not be private matter. This is a public matter, not private matter. It's a public matter. Look, the innocent girl, 14 years. 14 years speaking. Since they kill her, state bullet, and they just they shoot for Jotasi. State bullet. See what they do the small girl. You know, go outside though. Now inside they will carry state bullet, kill them. So man, be who's going to be this?
So around 1:30, I just hear place spray blade in the front, gunshot in front of my house. Sunday will come out. We are DSS, we are soldier, we are do this. So and now I took through in the window. I saw them with uniform, DSS uniform, and soldier, Nigerian army. So I was, I was surprised that what is the problem? Because I never kill anybody, I never fight with anybody. What I'm doing to fight for my people. Then all the rally I'm doing is the peaceful rally. So I fight for my family because all the Fulani bandits kill my family, rape them, kidnap them, take ransom from them. So that I know some government refuse to do the right thing for my family. That's why I come out to support my family to fight for our rights. So I was surprised.
So you were in the house this morning when they came?
Yeah.
So we saw blood on the ground. We saw that were people killed? How many people were taken away? If people were taken away?
Yes, there was a two guys. There are two guys that they killed around 2 o'clock in the morning when shooting too much. So then they destroyed all my property, destroyed all my vehicle, all my houses, all the property I have. I have like a 2 million inside my wardrobe.
For moto, ṣé ti rí mọ́tò yìí jí wa gan yín. Ṣé ti rí federal government wọ́n ti pè fógun báyìí o. Àfikán rogun mọ́tò yìí náà wọ́n bàjẹ́. Gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n sọ náà ni pé mẹ́sẹ̀jì tán gìfù ni pé ká má lè lọ Lagos rally. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe àwàdà ni. Ṣé rí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn. Ṣé ti rí ṣé rí kò sí wàhálà. Wọ́n ti pè fógun. Ogun dẹ̀ máa dé bá wọn. Kọ́ máa wọ̀ rí. Ní tí Igboho bá ṣe fún wọn àbí ní tí aggregators bá ṣe fún wọn bóyá ṣe ní ká mọ̀ ti sọ wípé a fẹ́ gba òmìnira ara wa àbáwọn ṣe mọ́ ṣe ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ wo báyìí ṣe inú ilé bàjẹ́ gan o àti nàǹfààní àti wọlé báyìí ni o inú ilé bàjẹ́ gan wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ gan ẹ má jẹ́ ń ṣojú yín wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ o ṣé ń rí ẹ wo gbogbo wọn ìbá gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹ wo sílì ẹ wò ó ṣé rí ṣe federal government ṣé rí ṣé ti rí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn wa lọ o lady
2021. So this one is the camera behind the building. The camera behind this camera. Okay, this one is camera 1. This is camera 2. Then this is the main entrance. So as soon as they came. This camera captured when they were coming, and we have to reproduce it in the course of this analysis. So as soon as they approached the gate, trying to force themselves inside the premise, inside the compound, one of them probably discovered that the camera at the gate and broke it. That was when the camera stopped showing. Same happens to this camera too. But fortunately, before the cameras number 1 and 2 were tampered with, the cameras were able to capture vividly, clearly how they came in and how in the manner in which and the kind of ammunitions they came along with and how sophisticated they were, and also the formations of the JTF. So this camera is the one within the compound. This camera shows clearly what the atrocities they committed inside Barasifa in the first house. It shows how his domestic staff were abducted, how his personal assistant Samuel Okoro, alias Bigly, this CCTV showed it. This CCTV footage showed it, was killed right inside the room. So there was no any form of, as can be shown through this CCTV, there was no any form of resistance from the domestic staff of Barasifa in the phone when they came in. All of them were standing still. Then before few of them they were brought outside, they were standing still. There was no form of resistance. So the other person, the PA, who was designed to be killed as instructed and funded them to do, was also assassinated after injecting with lethal substance. This camera number 3 also showed when the lifeless body was being evacuated from the premises. Captured them. You can see where they're moving the machine in the first area here. You can see him, can see them in their numbers. As if there's any war going on in a lawyer's peaceful home. That's what's obtainable in Nigeria. See, you can see it. You can see them, you can see the soldiers. Now, these are people who abandoned their duty post at Sambisa Forest to launch a bloody onslaught in a peaceful home. A barrister of international recruit. You can see it. You can see them. Okay. So you can see the soldiers. So nobody will deny the fact.
To those who are clamoring for this or clamoring for that, especially the quote-unquote so-called secession advocates and so on, there is a statement like we're seceding or we're no longer part of this is an act of criticism, is a critical critical statement of the situation as is. And any sensitive leadership must learn to understand this and respond to the reasons behind those agitations. Not say that, not start threatening and bullying and trying to intimidate people, because they're giving vent to very deep-seated grievances. Do I think that Nigeria can continue as one?
Yes.
Not if it continues this way. Not if it fails to decentralize. Some people use the word reconstruction, some people use the word whatever, but if Nigeria fails to decentralize, and I mean to decentralize as fast as possible, manifestly, not as rhetoric, then Nigeria cannot stay together. Again, it's not Wole Soyinka saying this. Everybody said it. Generals have said it, generals, ex-head of states have said it, politicians have said it, analysts have said it, economists have said it. And sometimes we get that, and that's what's happening to people in the streets. That's where they're moving. That's why they're demonstrating. That's why they're defying even threats from the police, from the government. If you demonstrate, you're traitors. If you do this, we'll deal with you. We'll talk to you in language which you understand. It doesn't wash with anybody any longer. Because if the nation is on a suicide slide, the people who feel that they do not deserve that kind of suicidal plunge, they have a right to say, sorry, I'm getting off this plane before it knows that.